Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijanavallabhaya Swaha. Samsara Sagare Magnam Deenam Mam Karunanidhe Karma Moha Grihitangam Mam Uddhara Bhavarnavat Srimad Bhagavatakyoyam Pratyakshah Krishna Evahi Svikritosi Maya Natha Muktyartham Bhavasagare Manoratho Madiyoyam Saphala Sarvada Tvaya Nirvignenaiva Kartavyo Dasoham Tava Keshava Shukarupa Prabodhadnya Sarvashastra Visharada Etat Katha Prakashena Madadnyanam Vinashaya Om Janmadyasya Yatonvayaditarataschartheshvabhidnyas Swarat Tene Brahmahridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yatsurayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmah Projita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayonmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kim va Parairishvaraha Sadyo Hridyavarudhyate Trakritibihi Shushrushubistakshanat Nigama-Kalpataror-Galitam-Phalam Shuka Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Yam Pravrajantamanupeta Krityam Dvaipayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravobhineduhu Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Yasvanubhavamakila Shruti Saramekam Adhyatma Deepamatitirushatam Tamondham Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasunumupayami Gurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Barha Pidam Natavaravapuh Karnayoh Karnikaram Vibhratvasah Kanakakapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam Randhran Veno Radhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrindaihi Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirtihi Komalam Kujayan Venum Shamaloyam Kumarakaha Vedavetyam Param Brahma Bhasatam Purato Mama Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Narayanam Cha Brahmanam Naradam Bhadaranam Shukam Parikshitam Pranamami Punam. So we were seeing in the last session, in this Bhagavata Mahatmyam, how Naradji once while roaming saw a very peculiar sight of one young mother with two elderly sons who had lost all kind of vigor and energy. And on further inquiry, he found out that this young lady is no other than Bhakti, and the two sons who have become Jarjara are Jnana and Vairagya. And then she told the entire story that she was born in the southern part of India, Dakshina Desha, and then she grew up in Karnataka, lived in Maharashtra, And as she entered into Gujarat, somehow her energy started to go away. And she could not find any place to stay. When she came to Vrindavan, she became revitalized, she became young again, but Jnana and Vairagya remained old. So she said, "O Devarshi Narad, now you please do something by which both my sons will again be revived." So Naradji started to find out what is the solution. First he used whatever solutions he knew. He gave them Veda Vedanta Upadesha, told them Bhagavad Gita, told them everything, but they were not revitalizing. So he went asking to all rishis what should be done. And as he was doing this, he came to Badrikashrama. And that is where he met his elder brothers, Sanat Kumaras. When he asked what should be done, Sanat Kumaras said, "You should organize one Bhagavata Saptaha. By that, this Jnana and Vairagya will again become revitalized." So Naradji said, "See, Bhagavat I know. I have already told them Veda Vedanta. Is there anything in Bhagavat which is not part of Veda Vedanta? Isn't it supposed to be the crux of all of them? Or is there something that I am missing?" So Sanat Kumara said, "No, you are right. That what Bhagavata contains is the knowledge of Veda Vedanta only. But it is given specially for Kali Yuga. And therefore, if you organize this Bhagavata Saptaha, it will solve your problem." They said that Bhagavata is like the mango fruit which has come from the tree, which is of the Vedas. But you won't be able to see the sweetness or taste the sweetness of that mango fruit from any other part of the tree. You have to take that fruit only. And which is this fruit? Shuka Amrutadrava Samyuta. It has become completely ripened. How? Because it is touched by parrot. Parrot won't touch unless it is completely ripened. Here Shuka also means Shuka Brahmarshi. He will not talk about it unless it is absolutely perfect. He will not. So, you conduct this Bhagavata Saptaha. Now, about this Bhagavata Saptaha, first Naradji asked some questions. Where should it be conducted? And how many days? What is the glory of this Shuka Shastra? What is the right procedure to do? Everything should know and then should start. It is said that he just had sankalpa that I will do Bhagavata Saptaha, and already people started coming. Sanat Kumaras were still answering that you should conduct Bhagavat Saptaha, which is in some holy place, some Tirtha Kshetra, the banks of Gangaji, etc. That is the place where you can do Bhagavata Saptaha. And then they started telling the greatness of this Shuka Shastra, this Bhagavata Shastra, and so many shlokas we had seen, right, that a person will continue to remain in the samsara chakra unless that jiva hears this Bhagavata. Tavat samsara chakra yasmin brahmati ajnanatah puman. So that is what it is. Even if you chant one shloka, half a shloka, 1/4 of the shloka daily, that also will be sufficient. That much is the power. Right? Even the worst sinner can be purified. And if you still do not do, then you are that worst sinner. You are like a animal in human body. That is what you are. Dikte naram pashusamam bhuvi bharabhrupam. You are an unnecessary burden on this earth if you do not listen to Bhagavata Saptaha. So, that is what we were seeing. Then the question came, how long, how many days should I organize? Now, Bhagavata Saptaha has to be organized for 7 days. But for how long should I do Shravana? That you can keep doing. Dinanam niyamo nasti sarvada Shravanam matam. More the merrier. In Sanskrit you always say adhikasya adhikam phalam. You do more, you will get more result. So never feel that I should do only this much. See, we are very interesting kind of people. Only with respect to sadhana we get this kind of thought. No? How long should I do? Do we ever ask, how long I have to go on eating? No, we never ask. That because we like doing. We like roaming. You will never ask question, how long do I have to keep roaming? What is this? Again I have to go to restaurant and eat. No, we will never ask that question. Why? Because we love doing. Ice cream. Baba re Baba. Recently I have found out your fascination for ice cream. So much. One chance you will not. Ever you have asked, Vedji, how many times should we eat ice cream? No. We just want to keep doing. Every single opportunity that you may get, you want to have ice cream. Isn't it? We are starting Bhagavata. Let us have ice cream party. We are going to have 1 week break for Bhagavata. Let us have some occasion. But when it comes to sadhana, our questions are, how long should I do? How much should I read? How many malas should I do? Adhikasya adhikam phalam, you do more, it's never bad. But that we won't feel like doing. So there is no niyama that you should only listen for. No, why I am saying this? Because I have heard from so many people that you should not listen to Bhagavata more than 7 days. I said, what nonsense? From where you got? No, that's why it is called Bhagavata. Correct, Bhagavata Saptaha you have to conduct in 7 days. But there is no such rule that all the time you have to only listen in 7 days. Nothing like that is there. Dinanam nihama nasti is said here. There is no rule for number of days. Okay, that Bhagavata Saptaha became popular, we understood, because Shuka Brahmarshi told to Parikshit Maharaj in 7 days. So therefore it became popular and therefore people hear. But there is no such rule that only in that much time you should hear. You should hear as much as possible, as many days as possible. And then he also tells, Sanat Kumaras, they also tell how we should hear. Okay, with all good qualities, etc. Satyena brahmacharyena sarvada shravanam matam ashakyatvat kalau bodhya visheshotra shukadnya. With all the good qualities. Now, in many places, in the 6th chapter of this Bhagavata Mahatmyam also, we see that lots of rules are given. That when you are doing Shravana, how you should do Shravana, how you should sit in the same place, not move. The Vakta, even the speaker, there are so many rules. And it mentions all of that. It says Vakta should be very careful. To such an extent that they tell, don't eat too much that you will not be able to speak. Don't eat, nothing so that you will not be able to speak. Do everything in moderation so that you will be able to speak properly. Generally in Bhagavata Saptaha, etc., 3 hours, 4 hour sessions are conducted. And I have seen even continuously 3 hours also. And the Vakta should not move also. Should not keep changing his sitting position. It is said. I am not joking. Should not be changing. Once you sit and then that's it. The same thing applies for Shrota and all the rules. So many such things are given. See, again, now some people they say, they get very irritated with the rules. And they say, why there are so many rules? Okay, you should take bath and come. That much only rule should be there, no? No, that actually that rule is also, but okay, fine. Let's come on common ground. Okay, but bath is okay, but other rules, why you are having so? So one thought behind having these many rules is, you understand the seriousness of the matter. When there are no rules, anybody can walk in any time and sit anywhere and do anything, then that seriousness is lost. It is not because of anything else. It's our mind's play. Once mind understands that we are doing something special, mind will focus. If you keep it casual to the mind will say, no problem. So the rules are made for that, so that we understand the seriousness. Number 1. Number 2, to keep the purity. To keep the purity of the knowledge transaction. And that is why in our, culture, we never sit with chappal and, slippers on, etc. No, we keep it outside. We don't even eat wearing chappal. Right? Why? Because it's a holy action that I am doing. I am supposed to wear chappal only when I have to go out. We don't wear slippers, etc. in our home. You keep it out and we come inside. Supposed to be the culture, okay? Now in many cities, I don't know what is happening, but supposed to be like that. Why? Because what is the need there inside? That is for protection when you go out. So again, that is to keep the purity. You have taken the same thing everywhere and now don't bring it here. Keep it outside. Okay. So, I am not saying these rules are mentioned, but I am saying why rules are given. So that we understand the seriousness of the thing, we keep the purity of that knowledge transaction. Right? It should be done in that way. And also it gives some guidance as to what should be done. There are many people, unless they do something extraordinary, they don't feel that they have done something. No? When initially Chinmay Mission, Jnana Yajnas, etc. used to be there. Na? When they hear the word Yajna, they used to feel that, some fire will be there and everybody will be coming and doing something. When they saw that you have to just go there and sit and listen, they thought that they are not doing anything. 7 days over, whatever, just coming and sitting. But that itself is such a big thing, that you get to listen to Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads and Prakarana Granthas, etc. Many people are there, unless they do something, they don't feel that they have done, That's right. Puja is extension of that only. Unless you do so many things, you don't feel. If they just tell, close your eyes, sit quietly and imagine that Bhagavan Shivji's Murti is there, Shivalinga is there in front of you, and then you are doing these upacharas, etc. In the mind also you have to do upacharas. Then you feel like, I have done something. See, that is how our mindset has become. So the rules, what do they do? They help, they guide. Okay, you want to do? Okay, you do this. Then you feel that you have done. So, you should listen it like this. Now, mind you, this conversation is happening between Sanat Kumaras and Naradji. But the same conversation Sutaji is narrating to Shaunakadi Rishis. Right? So, Shaunakadi Rishis, they say that, we have this one question. How come this Bhagavata got so much of greatness? We have heard about all other things, Veda, Vedanta, etc. But how come this Bhagavata got so much of, greatness? And the answer of it, we have earlier also seen in our explanation. That Bhagavata is not just Grantha, Bhagavan himself has entered. So that is what he says. Swakiyam yad bhavet tejaha taccha Bhagavate adadat tirodhaya pravishtoyam Srimad Bhagavataranavam. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, when he was completing his avatara karya and when he was with his friend Uddhava asked, what will happen after you? So Bhagavan said, don't worry, I will be present in Bhagavata. He himself entered. Bhagavate addadat yat tejaha. He gave his own self to that Bhagavata. Therefore it is said, Teneyam Vangmayi Murtihi Pratyaksha Vartate Harehe. Tena iyam, by this text that we have, is Vangmayi Murti. is a what do you call, word idol of Hari. Means what? Vigraha in the form of words. Sevanat, Shravanat, Pathanat, Darshanat, Papanashini. And therefore, if you worship it, if you do Shravana of it, if you teach it, if you just see it also, it will remove all your sins. That is what this is. You see, when we say that Bhagavan's presence is there in some Vigraha, even by seeing our Papa goes away or not. When you go to temple, what, are you doing some Shravana from that Murti? No, but you worship that Murti, even if you just see it. He says the same applies for this Bhagavata Grantha. And that's why we worship. That's why we keep the text and do the worship. Right? So, of course, you do the worship, you listen, you teach. Even if you see, it will destroy the papas. Right? Now it is said, the moment Sanat Kumaras started the Bhagavata Katha in that Badrikashrama, both the sons of Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya, became young. And they, Bhakti Sutautau Tarunau Grihitva, Premaika Rupa Sahasa Virasit, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, Natheti Namani Muhurvadanti. And Bhakti, along with now Jnana and Vairagya, which have become young, they entered into this assembly by chanting God's name. That is what happened. Bhakti became so happy. She praised Sanat Kumaras. She praised Naradji and said, now you please tell. Now, no, both my sons are also revived. I am also young now. Please tell, where should I stay? Where should I stay? And Sanat Kumara said, you go and stay in the hearts of the listeners. Why? Because when they will have this bhakti in their heart, they will listen to Bhagavata, Bhagavan himself will come and stay there in their heart. Right? So you please go and do this. It is said that when bhakti settled in their heart, Bhagavan himself came there in that assembly and settled in everybody's heart. And it became so much that they forgot all about their body consciousness, everything, those listeners, they forgot. Here it is very beautiful shloka, 73rd of the 3rd chapter. It says, Sakala bhuvana madhye nirdhanaste pidhanya nivasati hridiyesham Shri Harer Bhakti Reka Harirapi Nijalokam Sarvathato Vihaya Pravishati Hriditesham Bhakti Sutropanaddaha. Beautiful. It is said, Sakala bhuvana madhye, in this entire world, nirdhanaha tepi dhanyaha. Even those people who do not have wealth, who are poor, they are also blessed. Why? Nivasati hridiyesham, if in their heart, Shri Harehe Bhakti Reka nivasati. If in their heart resides devotion for Bhagavan, then even if they do not have any wealth, still they are blessed. Why? Harirapi nijalokam sarvathato vihaya. Even Bhagavan giving up his own abode, pravishati hriditesham, enters into their heart. Bhakti sutra upanadha. Why? Because he says that Bhagavan is tied to the devotees. And what is the sutra that ties? That is the bhakti. So even Bhagavan is bound. Bound by what? Bound by the shackles of love, devotion which the devotees have, and therefore he comes and stays into the hearts of devotees. That is what is said. See, very famous shloka is there, you must have heard. Doesn't come here. Naham vasami vaikunthe yoginam hridaye piva yatra madbhaktaha gayanti tatra tisthami narada. Bhagavan says to Naradji that I don't stay in Vaikuntha or in the self of the yogis, etc. Where my devotees are singing the glory, that is where I stay. Yatra madbhaktaha gayanti tatra tisthami. So Bhagavan himself comes there and stays. Now when this started, see now Naradji is seeing all these things happening. Sanat Kumaras have started, the Saptaha, Bhagavata Saptaha, Jnana and Vairagya have become young and they have come there, entered, singing and chanting the name of the Lord. Bhakti herself has entered into everybody's heart and Bhagavan himself has come. Now when he saw all these things, he was pleasantly surprised. Because he said, this is so nice. And Sanat Kumaras, he went to Sanat Kumaras and he said, you see, I knew about Bhagavata, but I did not know the Saptaha, Vidhi and all these things. Now you please tell me, Keke Vishuddhyanti Vadantu Mahyam, Saptaha Yadnena Katha Mayena, Kripalubhir Lokahitam Vicharya, Prakashitah Kopi Navina Margaha. This is a very famous quote. Prakashitah Kopi Navina Margaha. That this is some new path as though it has started. It is old path only, but the way it has been presented looks very new. So please tell, Keke Vishuddhyanti, who all can avail this Bhagavata Saptaha, who all can listen to this, who all will be purified by this. And Sanat Kumaras, they say that even the worst sinner, the greatest of sinners, even such a person is eligible for this Bhagavata Katha. To tell this, they tell one story. This is in Bhagavata Mahatmyam, chapter 4. Very famous story of Dhundukari. What is this Dhundukari? Very interesting. On the banks of Tungabhadra, Karnataka, there was a very scholarly Brahmana who was staying. His name was Atma Deva. Now this Katha, Sanat Kumaras are telling that Atma Deva named one Brahmana. His scholarly was staying there. His wife's name was Dhunduli. Interesting name, Dhunduli. Dhunduli means hazy. It's not clear. And this Dhunduli, like her name, was also like that. She was a very confusing character for many people. Why? Because she loved her husband very much. She was very particular about her household work. No, her schedule will be fixed and she will get up and she will do all the work and everything she will do. But in all the matters, she will be very stubborn. And the petty things she will keep on thinking and many times ruthless also. The Katha etc. is very long. See, she was so that none of her friends used to call her anywhere. Okay, because she will be like this, doing something. But in her work etc. very particular. So it is said that these two, Atma Deva and Dhunduli, they didn't have any children. And this Dhunduli was living like this, very particular but very bad-mouthing people and doing all kinds of things, gossiping. So none of the friends they will call, none of the family members will call. So this Atma Deva, he got little irritated and dejected also that no son, what will happen? And he had very deep desire of having children. So he left his home and went into forest. Like this only, no sannyasa etc. Just like that he left. And there in that forest, he met one yati, one sannyasi. And he told the entire story, I am like this and I am such a bad luck is there that if I put one seed into the soil, no tree will come out of it. And if I have cow also, that cow also will not give birth to any calf. That kind of bad luck I have and I want some children but I do not have any children. So you please tell me what should be done. So the yati smiled. He said, for next 7 births, son or child is not there in your destiny. Atma Deva said, 7 births? So give up that. He said, no, I want. Yati tried to explain, sannyasi tried to tell, but why you have that much of desire? No, anyways you have come to forest, anyways you have given up your house, now give up that identification, stay in the forest, do some sadhana. He said, no. You are a sannyasi, but I tell you, grihastha only is very good. He started telling the whole thing, how sannyasa dharma, renunciation is very dry and there is so much of joy in grihastha. So, if there is so much joy in grihastha, why did you leave? See, he left from there, he has come there and then he is telling, so no, I want to have children and he went to such an extent where he told the sannyasi that if you do something so that I will get a son, otherwise I will give up my life. So sannyasi said, okay, if you are so much adamant, I will give you one way by which you can have children, but be warned. He said, no, that is all okay, you do something. So this yati gave one fruit to Atma Deva, saying that give this to Dhunduli. Okay, ask her to eat. And when she will eat that, she will have, she will conceive. But she has to follow lots of rules when she is pregnant. She has to speak truth, maintain purity everywhere, do lot of dana, have compassion towards others. And in a day, she should eat only once. She has to follow all these rules, then you will have a very good son. Atma Deva said, yes, I will do that. So he came back home with that fruit now. He told Dhunduli that, I met this sannyasi and all this story came. He told to Dhunduli and he said, you just eat this. Now Dhunduli started to think, see how she's thinking. If I eat, I will become pregnant. My figure will not be maintained. I will not be able to do all the household work. It is written. What will happen to my body, and how can I stay without eating, only eating once? That is not possible. So she kept the fruit with her, she did not eat. And usually, as the women they do, she called her sister to discuss the matter. And she started, telling, you see what has happened now, what if I eat, and then this will happen, and that will happen, and that will happen. Some solution we have to find. Her sister only, equally cunning. Sister said, I have one idea. See, I am pregnant. Nobody knows it yet. I have not announced it, but I am pregnant. What I will do is, after 9 months when I will have the child, I will give my child to you. Okay? You tell that it is your child. Good idea. In return, you give me some money. Already Naradji said that people will start selling their children, you see. So this Dhunduli's sister and Dhunduli, they both made this plan. And 9 months, she also went and stayed in the house, some other house, so that nobody will come to know that I am not pregnant, etc. She took all the other things. And after 9 months, when the sister got the son, she gave this son to Dhunduli. Okay. Now what happened to that fruit? She did not eat that fruit. She gave that fruit to her cow. Remember, the cow also did not have calf. Atma Deva had said, remember? And it is said, she lied to Atma Deva saying that I ate the fruit. But actually she gave it to that cow. Now cow anyways was sattvic. Cow is a sattvic animal. So she was anyways following the rules of Satya, Shaucha, etc. and eating once. Now, when when she delivered a baby, she did not deliver a calf. She delivered a man who had ears like cow. That's why he was named Gokarna. Gokarna. You will, in some of the Bhagavata books, etc., you will see, after Bhagavata Mahatmyam, there will be one picture where somebody with these ears, which are long ears like the cow, is talking. That is that Gokarna. And this Gokarna, who was born, was very pious, very scholarly, because he is, by the blessings of that Yati Sannyasi, he is born. That fruit is a very powerful fruit. Whereas this fellow, who Dhunduli's sister delivered, now became Dhunduli's son, a very wretched man. And don't know what happened to Dhunduli, she named him Dhundukari. Yes, Dhundukari is not a very good name to keep for the son. Dhundukari means one who is a very, a rowdy person who makes lot of noise. Dhundukari, who makes lot of noise. A very cruel person, terrifying person. And that is how he was also. But she named him Dhundukari. And this Dhundukari, see now Atma Deva doesn't know any of this, what has happened. Okay. He is still thinking that Dhundukari is his son. Which is born because of the blessing. Okay. And Gokarna also is there. Now both of them are growing up in that house, and Dhundukari was such a terrible person. He used to beat people. Even as child he was like this. He used to beat people, catch some children from in and around and throw them into the well. No, all this kind of nonsense he used to do. As he started growing up, as he became young, etc., his madness increased. Started cursing even parents, started beating parents. He will take all the money from Atma Deva and spend it on prostitutes, etc. A very lusty, very greedy, very wretched fellow he became. And after all these things, Atma Deva was thinking, why did I have this son? He remembered what Yati had told. That sannyasi had told him, don't have this desire. I tell you, many times we also have this kind of experience, not with the children, etc. Your children must be good only. I am not saying they are like Dhundukari, but I am saying such kind of experience we also have. that some elder person tells us not to do something, but because of our hata, because of our stubbornness, we say, no, I want. And then later on we start thinking, arey, why did I do? I should have listened to that person. Isn't it? Atma Deva also started thinking all these things, but he said, see, one good thing has happened because of bad son. What? I have got Vairagya from this Grahastha-shrama. I tell you, always some good thing happens from something bad. See, Bhagavan is like that only. He blesses. Even if you have bad desire, he will still bless. So he started getting Vairagya, saying that, Baba, no more children. I don't want any children now anymore. Now to such Atma Deva, Gokarna was also like his son only who was growing up. Gokarna suggested that, Father, I think now is the time you should just give up your attachment to the family. Just go, renounce everything. Just focus on Bhagavad Bhakti, Bhagavad Sadhana. This time, Atma Deva was ready. See, earlier that option was given, he was not ready for it. Because he had so many desires. Now when it was said, now he said yes. So he gave up everything, not just house, but the attachment also, because it was easy now to give up attachment, because love was not left. Already over, gone. So he went back, he went into the forest, and it is said he started reading the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Again and again and again, every day chanting, and through that sadhana itself, he attained liberation. That is what happened to Atma Deva. Okay? Now I'll tell you. Dhunduli, what happened? She suffered even more. See, Dhunduli did not want to follow rules. Did not want to have that kind of strict, disciplined life. That's why she decided not to have that fruit and not to become pregnant, isn't it? She suffered even more. Atma Deva at least had some kind of Vairagya and he finally went. Dhunduli could not even go anywhere. She didn't have that Vairagya. So she continued to suffer because of Dhundukari. Dhundukari used to beat her and threaten her for money, and she was living a very suffocating life. And one day it became so much that she jumped into the well and committed suicide. Who? This Dhunduli. Now, see, whatever we do, we will have to reap the result, okay? That is how this whole thing works. So Dhunduli had to suffer because she had chosen that. But what happened to Dhundukari? Because Dhundukari became even more, what do you call it? It's not freedom. Swairachar it is called. That now nobody to stop. At least there will be some thought that, okay, mother is there at home or father. Now to he had no bondage. Nothing was there. He was free to do whatever he wanted. He started living even more sensuous life. It is said that he brought 5 prostitutes to home and started living with them, enjoying with them. And these prostitutes, how they were, they wanted so many things. They wanted a new dress and, makeup, all these things. And what is that called? Nowadays you go to some spa and that beauty parlor, skin care and all these things. So there, see, Atma Deva, Dhunduli did not have all these things. The simple people. Now, this is next generation. They want everything and money over. Whatever Atma Deva had earned, that is over already. So now this Dhundukari started to steal from people. Why? To satisfy all the comforts and everything that these women want. So he started stealing from here and there. He thought that I am living nice life, such a nice enjoyment is there. I am providing to them. They are giving me joy. But these 5 women, they started to think, see, this Dhundukari is stealing everything and giving us. Today or tomorrow he will be caught. When he will be caught, with him all of us also will be caught. Because we are responsible for it. And we are enjoying all these things. So they decided that together they will kill this Dhundukari. So they planned and they tied him to the bed and started beating him. But Dhundukari was so strong, he was not dying. So finally it is said that they put burning charcoal into his mouth. And that is how they killed this Dhundukari. And Dhundukari, even while dying, suffered so much. And next day, those 5 women ran away from that home, okay, killing this Dhundukari. Now, when all this was happening, Gokarna was on Tirtha Yatra. So, when he heard that Dhundukari is dead, he is a wise man, pious person. So, he went to Gaya and he did all the Shraddha karma, etc., did everything, and then he came back home. When he started staying in that home, every night, as he will go to sleep, no, he will feel that there is some very terrible looking, you can't call it ghost also, you can't call it animal also. Some terrible demon-like creature is there in the house and trying to threaten this Gokarna. Gokarna was a simple person. So he didn't understand what is happening. So one day when that creature came in front, he put some holy water on him. And that creature became smaller and came in front of Gokarna. And he said, I am Dhundukari. Dhundukari could not even get good gati. He was still roaming there as ghost, as some creature. And he told the whole story and said, you are my brother. You have done so much for me. Now I understand my mistakes. Now please do something by which I will get out of this kind of bad gati that I am in. Ghost body that I am in, creature I have become, I will get out of it. So please do something. Gokarna said, okay, I will do. Whatever I can do, I will do. So Gokarna again started asking everybody what should be done. He asked some noble people in the village and he went to somebody. He started asking. They all told that, we don't know what to do for such thing. You do one thing, you worship God. Something will come out good only. So he started worshipping Devatas and Surya Devata, etc. He started worshipping. It says Surya Devata himself appeared and told this Gokarna that you are such a wise scholar, pious Brahmana, you should conduct Bhagavata Saptaha. Then this Dhundukari, who is now in that ghost body, will be released. So Gokarna said, okay. So in that village itself where they were staying, he conducted one Bhagavata Saptaha. And all the people, villagers, etc., they came to listen. And he said, this Dhundukari, in ghost form, okay. Ghost means what? There is a subtle body without gross body. Okay, that also raises another question. Do you believe in ghost or not? I have been asked this question many times. I am sure you all also have been asked this question. Do you believe in ghost or not? As I always say, whether we believe in something or not, if something exists, something exists. We can't think about it too much or we can't do anything about it. But ghosts are bad. This concept is little wrong. See, we generally, whether ghosts exist or not, of course they exist. Because out of 10 gatis that we have, Maranantar gati, one of it is Bhuta Preta Pishacha, that Yoni is there. Which means what? They have left this particular embodiment, but they do not have sufficient punya to take up new embodiment and therefore in between they keep suffering. Okay, that's called as Bhuta Yoni. And we should not think that they are bad or anything. No, that they are like human beings. Means what? Good, bad, everything. All kinds of human beings are there. They are also. Have you seen ghost? See, you can't see ghost. This is very important thing. Why? Because they do not have gross body. They have only subtle body without gross body. That's what is called as Bhuta Yoni. So it is said that this Dhundukari, now he wanted to listen to this Bhagavata Katha. First he had become that creature, now ghost. Now what? It is said he entered into one bamboo. No, naturally when the program is organized, so some bamboo sticks, etc. will be there. No, they must have tied at that time. In one of the big huge bamboo stick, this Dhundukari entered. And it is said, in that Bhagavata Saptaha, at the end of every day, loud sound will come. And villagers there attending, they did not understand where is this sound coming from. Said that it is coming from that bamboo tree. That bamboo had 7 knots. And this Dhundukari entered from below. Every day he will break 1 knot and go 1 step further. Up. Second day up. Third day up. Fourth day up. Like that, when Bhagavata Saptaha ended and on the 7th day, he was released from this bamboo and he appeared in a very divine form in front of everybody. And everybody was surprised, what is this? And Gokarna was very pleased that successful, what we did, that became successful. This Dhundukari now in a very divine form came and prostrated to Gokarna and said that, thank you, dear brother, because of you, no, I am saved. And it is said, at that very moment, one Vimana came from Vaikuntha to take this Dhundukari. So when this Vimana came and when Dhundukari was going, there are some Hari Parshadas, etc., no, Haridasas, all of them also they came. So Gokarna said, wait, 1 second. He says, where are Vimanas for all these villagers? It was not just Dhundukari who listened to the entire story. Villagers also listened. Haridasas said very nice thing. What they said? Shravanasya vibhedena phalabhedotra samstitaha Shravanam tu kritam sarvaihi na tatha mananam kritam. Write down. Everybody from Vedanta Sadhak course, write down. Shravanam tu kritam sarvaihi na tatha mananam kritam. What is said? The Haridasas, they said, see, everybody listened, but everybody did not reflect. Why? Because they all had their own families. So after Bhagavad Saptaha, after session is over, they have to go there. They are thinking about what to cook, whether the child has come, whether this has happened, whether that has happened. So they were distracted. Whereas what about Dhundukari? Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. He was just there in that bamboo. Even when all the villagers will go back, Gokarna will go to take rest, he will still be in that bamboo, nothing else to do. So he kept on thinking about whatever he has heard. Number one. Number two, the kind of pain that Dhundukari has gone through, that desperation to be released is so strong that he could not even think of anything else. Whereas what about us? We keep thinking this, that, everything. And therefore, this Vimana is only for Dhundukari, not for others. Many people, as I was telling in last session also, many people they think it is easy way out. Just listen to Bhagavata and you will get liberation. But it's not that easy. Even to do listening, even to do Shravana is not easy. In Vedanta it is said, Sanyasya Shravanam Kuryat. You should renounce everything and do Shravana. Means what? As you sit for listening, you should not belong to anything of the world. You are nobody's father, nobody's mother, nobody's son, nobody's daughter, nobody's husband, nobody's wife. You do not belong to the world at all. At that moment, you should not have any kind of attachment. Just focus on listening. That kind of renunciation, when it is there, then knowledge takes place, then liberation is possible. And that's why in Vedanta we say, Shravana matrena jnanam bhavati. Just by listening, jnana happens. Why it is not happening to us? Because we don't have that kind of focus, that kind of desperation. We do not have. Our mind is scattered. That is why we do not get the complete result of Shravana. Further it explains, Adridham cha hatam jnanam pramadena hatam shrutam sandigdo hi hato mantraha vyagrachitto hato japah. Goes further also, when we are listening, if we do not have faith, then that knowledge will not take place. If we are distracted, pramada means inadvertence. If we are careless, then hatam shrutam, then what we have heard, that also will be destroyed. Sandigdo hi hato mantraha, if we have doubt, then the mantra that we are chanting will not give result. Vyagrachitto hato japaha, and if the mind is busy with this or that of the world, then that japa will not fructify. So if we want to listen, Vishwaso Guru Vakyeshu Swasmin Deenatva Bhavana Manodosha Jayaihi Chaiva Kathayam Nischalamatihi. How we should hear, how we should be. Says number one, Guru Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. Whatever the Acharya is telling, whatever his Guru is telling, should have firm belief that yes, this is right. No doubt should come. Swasmin Deenatva Bhavana. And for oneself, one should feel that I am nothing. If you sit for Shravana like, I know everything. Start. Tell. What are you going to tell today? You can't sit like this for Shravana. Why? Then no knowledge will happen. You are not judges sitting there to judge how is. No, today it was not very good. Vedji, we appreciate. You told us not to clap, therefore we are not clapping, but we appreciate. But we have one suggestion. You can't do all that. When we are sitting and listening, just sit and listen. Not judging is not happening here. Some performance is there and judging. Today, you moved little too much. The presence of that and all doesn't work here. In Shravana when we are, and mind you, I am not just Vakta, I am also Shrota only. You are listening to that Vedavyasa only talking. Isn't it? Vyasapita, he only speaks. So when we are listening, if we do not have that Dinatva Bhavana, if we feel that I am somebody, then that Shravana will not happen correctly. The more we surrender, the more knowledge will come. That is how the Shravana works. Manodosha Jaya. Manodosha Jaya. Now, you should have victory over your mind and mental tendencies when you are listening. Kathayam Nishchalamati, and total focus listening to that Katha. Evam adikritam chet syat tadavai shravane phalam. If you do all these things, then there will be right result for that Shravana. So you see, not only they are telling about some story that, Ghora Papi also will be liberated. Not just the story, they are also telling us how to listen. They are also telling us what to do. It's a Shastra, no? It is instructing us. Do this. Careful, don't do this. Careful, do. Everything is given like this. It is said that when Gokarna heard this from Haridasas went with that Vimana, Dhundukari, etc. Gokarna called all villagers again. He said, from tomorrow we are doing one more Bhagavat Saptaha. Now this time, give up all your attachments and listen with full focus and how they have told us. And it is said he conducted one more Saptaha there, and at the end of the Saptaha, Vimanas came for all villagers. Ayodhyavasinah purvam yatha ramena sangataha tatha krishnena te nita golokam yogi durlabham. Says, like Ayodhyavasis were taken to that Saketa Loka by Bhagavan Sri Rama, like that, all these villagers who heard Bhagavat Saptaha, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself took them all to his Goloka. That's what happened, and therefore, what? We should also listen with that much focus. Now, I know some people, they will say, okay, when is the last date of Bhagavat Saptaha? Why? On that day, Vimanas are going to come. If Vimanas come, then successful. Vimanas do not come, then not successful. Vimana means what? Where Mana is not there. That's what should happen. Jivatva Bhava is because of that Mana. So when you say that at the result of Bhagavat Saptaha is Vimana will come, means what? That Jivatva Bhava Vigata, it will go. Feeling that I am an individual, I am this body, mind, intellect, I have connection with, that kind of limited understanding of oneself will go away. That's why Vigata Mana, that's what will happen. Okay, that is how we should listen to this Bhagavata Katha. Alright. Now Sanat Kumar has told this entire story to Naradji to show that anybody, even a wretched sinner, can listen to Bhagavata Katha and get liberation. Which means what? All of us can. Because whatever we may have done, I am sure none of us have done anything like Dhundukari. Not that much. Not to that extent. Maybe once in a while we have shouted at our parents, etc. Once in a while. No, Vedji, actually we shouted a little more. Don't tell all these things now. Whatever happened, happened. The point is we are not as bad as Dhundukari. So if he can get liberated, we all have chance. What we need to do? We need to listen with that much focus. We should have that kind of character, Satya, Brahmacharya, etc. And then when we do, it will happen for us also. Okay. Now the last chapter of that Bhagavata Mahatmyam, Bhagavata Saptaha Vidhi is given. That we will see in the next session, and we will probably enter into the original text also. All right. Manaso vrittayo nasyuhu Krishna padambujashrayah vachobhidayinir namnam kayastat prafanadishu karmabhir bhramyamananam yatra kvapi ishwarechaya mangalacharitairdanaihi ratirnah Krishna ishware bhave bhave yatha bhaktihi padayostava jayate tatha kurushva devesha नाथस्त्वं नो यतः प्रभो नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनं तं नमामि हरिं परं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।